welcome to Jan's Journey. My name is Jasmine and I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to try out two different foundations, one that is high-end, especially on the price, and the other one is a drugstore foundation. As you can see in the picture, I love finding dupes. I love finding a product that I could get that I'm going to get the same result for a lot less. I don't know about you, but that's something that I do like. But sometimes high-end could be a little better, especially for skincare. I noticed that, but there are some that could be a dupe. So that's what I was trying to do today on this video. I'm trying to do a battle between two different foundations that they have similar claims, and those claims are that will last 24 hours, and it has other claims that are very similar as well, but the price is very different. One you can find in the drugstore, which is the L'Oreal Infallible. This is a 24-hour wear, and this is the one you can find that is high-end in places like Sephora. This is the Smashbox, and this one just came out not so long ago, I think not even a month ago. And this one is high-end, and I'm gonna put the price on this section, that way you get to see that there is a big difference in price. Now, the claims are, like I said, they're both going to be 24-hour foundation. And to be honest, I don't think I need a 24-hour foundation, but I have traveled, and because of the time difference, I have been close to 16 hours or more me wearing the same foundation. So maybe it could come in handy, but not 24 hours. These two are not my first impression. I already did a first impression video on this one, so I have tried this like 4 times already. And this one I did not try it on camera. Well, I did try it on camera, and I'm going to show you clips of how it looks on my first time trying it, but I didn't do a video or a first impression. But at least both of them I have tried for many times on my skin. I just wanted to do a battle to see if this could be a dupe, if this one is a dupe, and you could get it for a lot less. So before we get started, I'm going to tell you that my skin is oily. Skin is oily, it's very sensitive, so not all foundations will work great on me. Some of them I do have a reaction to it. Some foundations, because I have acne scars, especially on this section, I have acne scars and they do tend to come out more, especially with matte finish. So some foundations, even on that, I could not count on. Another thing that I struggle with, I have acne. As you can see, one just came out recently, and this is because I'm testing out a cleanser, and I am not happy because lately I haven't been getting acne at all. It's barely that I get acne, especially this size. And me trying out a cleanser, I've noticed this, so stay tuned to that review. But besides that, I do have acne, sensitive skin, I have large pores, acne scars, and hyperpigmentation. So what I'm gonna do is put these two to the test to see how they look side by side. And on this one, this is shade 3.0, and this one, the shade is 465, I believe that's the shade. And at least once when I pair them side by side, it wasn't a big difference, at least what I thought. But sometimes once you see the video, you'll be like, oh, there was a big difference. So at least from me looking at myself, I didn't see a big difference, at least on the shade. And me finished with the whole makeup look, it does look pretty good. So what I'm going to tell you, well, as I show you me trying out the product, I'm going to be talking to you what did I think about both foundations. So let's just get started on this demo, trying out both foundations side by side. So getting started, the first one that I'm trying out is the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the first one I'm applying. I'm applying it the same way that I normally apply my foundations, that is with a sponge. And one thing I will tell you, that the consistency on the L'Oreal Infallible is very runny, it's creamy. I will say it's more runny, so I thought that it would slide off. So I did put one pump, but one pump wasn't enough at all for me, because I do have dark spots, my skin is uneven, and I have, like I said, hyperpigmentation. So a lot of areas are coming through. Even with one pump, it did not cover it, none of that at all. So then I had to put, I believe, 2 pumps. I put those pumps in the sponge, and I didn't like that I put it in the sponge because it's so runny. I feel like it went through. But I felt like those 2, almost 3 pumps was enough to cover that side of my face. Now to the Smashbox, I only put 2 pumps, or I only squeeze about 2 different dots or 3 dots in the sponge. And like I did say on my first impression, a little bit goes a long way, so I forgot about that, so I did put a little bit more. But I did like that, putting it on the sponge. I like how it looked more on my skin, and I do like how it looks it did cover, all the sponge was enough to cover everything, all the imperfections in my skin. Now that once it was drying out, once I started looking at the texture of my skin, I did not like how the L'Oreal Infallible looked on me. It looked that I could still see a little peaks of those dark spots coming through, and it didn't look, my skin didn't look as even, or even in the pores area. I feel like in the Smashbox, I love how it looks more on my skin. But there's always something that you could try a foundation, but once you try a powder, sometimes it could actually complete the look. So what I did was I applied my concealer off camera, and then I applied a powder. I am loving this powder. This powder is from Becca, and I just have to put a little bit around, and I love how it looks on my skin. Once I did that, I felt like both of my sides from both foundations, I love how it looked overall. Now, looking a little bit more after a few hours that I have been wearing this foundation, I do notice that the side of Smashbox is showing a little bit more the acne scars, and I feel like the L'Oreal looks a little bit better in that sense. But the look that is going for, like very seamless and natural and healthy looking, I am getting that from Smashbox. At least that's my impression. And what I'm gonna do is do a close-up, that way you're able to see for yourself, and then maybe you could decide if the Smashbox does look better on my skin versus the L'Oreal, or maybe there's barely any difference, that this could possibly be a dupe. So let's just get closer, and then I'm gonna give you my overall impression after many more hours of wear. It's been 3 hours. I've been wearing this makeup on for 3 hours. You're gonna be able to see how I applied it. You just was able to see it, and the consistency on both is very different. At least in that, if you're gonna go just on the consistency, that's not a dupe, because this one is very runny. This reminds me a little bit of Fenty, but this one is very runny. This one is more dense. It's very controlled, but it's creamy at the same time. So on the texture alone, on the way it feels, they're not a dupe. They do bring, this one brings a lot of shades, and I'm going to show you here all the shades that it brings. But remember, most of the times drugstores don't have that range of shade, but the price is a huge difference as well. So if you're looking for something similar and they do have your shade and you don't mind the consistency that is a little runny, then this could be possibly a dupe. Another thing that I want to mention is that this one I only have to press one or twice. I have used this before a few times, like I share, and I've only had to press it sometimes just once, and it's enough for my whole face. This one I had to pump a few times just to get a full coverage, and I felt like I didn't get a full coverage that I was looking for. But that's in my case, that's in my skin, because I have a lot of darkness and uneven texture in my skin, a lot of redness. As you can see how it was at the beginning before I applied the foundation. So far, this one has no scent at all. This one you do have a scent a little bit. I don't like how it smells, but then it does go away, so that is not a bother. I have sensitive skin, and I have tried these two foundations. I do like how this one looks on me. Sometimes it just gives me more like a matte finish, and I don't like matte foundations because, like I said, I have acne scars, and usually most foundations, those acne scars just tend to show a lot more. This one is also going to give you a matte finish, and I do like that even though it's a matte finish, I like how it looks on my skin. It's not showing those acne scars. So on both, it's going to give you that same finish, and I do like how it looks on my skin, especially with that I have acne scars. So on these two, I do feel that at least on a lot of things that I've liked, and I like how it looks on my skin, I will say that it is a dupe. It is a dupe because of the way it looks on my skin, the way it feels. It's 24 hours, and it has a lot of similar benefits and claims to it. Now, if you're going for something a little bit more, then this will be your foundation. If you see my first impression, I did talk a little bit about, I did mention the ingredients that does have. This has kaolin clay, and it has bamboo powder, and those two ingredients have a lot of benefits for people that have acne, sensitive skin, dry skin. It has a lot of good benefits. It helps to control the oils, to control the shine. So I think that's the reason why your skin looks so good is using this foundation. So if you don't mind the price and you want to get something more out of your foundation, I think this is it. I think every time the more I do wear this foundation, sometimes I have mixed feelings, but then I'm like, I keep looking at my skin, especially that is so uneven, and I always tend to see more of those imperfections. And with this one, I'm wowed a lot. What I'm gonna do is, after a few more hours, it's been 3 hours since I applied the foundation. I'm just gonna give it a few more hours just to show you how it looks, and then I'm gonna give you my final result. So just keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back. As you can see, it's been about 6 hours or a little bit more since I applied this foundation. I think I applied around 2 o'clock in the afternoon or a little earlier. I'll have to check the time of the video, but this is how my foundation looks. This is, remember, I'm putting two side by side to see if there's a possible dupe. Smashbox is on this section, and L'Oreal Infallible is on this section. I just got back from a long walk outside in Florida, so it's pretty hot and humid, and it does say to be sweat proof, so it looks pretty good. You automatically gonna get that shine, especially for me that I have oily skin. So I do like how the foundation looks, and I feel like it is a good dupe. But just passing the sponge around that area will kind of like bring down a little bit of the oils, but it looks really good. I really wanted to do a check-in and tell you exactly my overall impression. I really like both foundations. They do last a long time, so I really like both of them, and I wanted to see if this is a possible dupe, and I think this is a really good dupe. Overall, which one would I pick side by side? I feel like the more I see it, the more it holds through the day, the more I've been wearing it. This one, I really like this foundation. I'm really warming up more and more, and I'm very impressed the more I try it. But if you're looking for something similar that has a nice coverage and it looks similar to the Smashbox, I think this is a really good dupe, and it's an affordable one that you can get from the drugstore. Now, if I will pick and choose, I will pick this one. This one is a really good foundation, but I think this is a dupe. So I really wanted to finish this video. I'm gonna get close up. I'm gonna zoom a lot more, so that way you get to see it exactly how it looks after more than 6 hours of wear, putting it side by side. So I hope you liked this battle that I did. And any other questions you may have, which one is your favorite, if you have tried any of these, and let me know what you think of these foundations. So thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, bye.